anyone happens to be watching. We will be prioritizing the games on those who are actually watching, so you can actually get some live feedback. And the way we do that is we ask the row numbers on... Hello, handsome. Yes, thank you. We usually ask for row numbers on the response sheet, which is... I should probably switch my screen here. Oop. Here. And by row numbers, of course, for example, the Woofice Chair is row number is number 2. And by the way, hi, my name is Tara Mia. I'll be your host for today. Again, I also streamed last week as well. Joining with me is...
I'm Chris. I also go by Taco Bell.
I'll be asking, because I'm using, sadly, a laptop, which is not very powerful, I'll be asking Chris to keep track of all the entries. When you post up the row numbers on the chat, he'll be asking for it, and he'll be keeping track of, manually, that is, the order in which they came in. So again, we prioritize by those who's watching the stream, followed by the row numbers in ascending order with the smallest taking priority. So watch those watching first, followed by those who entered first. I am eating. I just finished making dinner for myself, so you may hear me crunch a lot. But yeah, in any case, I was thinking about starting with Woofice Chair. One of the advantages of having submissions early on is that we actually have something to stream right as we start. So I'll probably be starting at that game. And in the meantime, Chris, feel free to, in the chat, let everyone know to post up their row numbers so we can get like a priority list started.
Yep.
So while I click on run anyways, I should have read the description of this. It's incredibly long, actually. Welcome to Good Boy Park. A dog haven so good that it makes the best friend of a man bark for the park. In fact, it's so good that it even attracts the wrong audience. I swear, those bodybuilders really are a pain in the trail. Yep. But the park is not without its defenders. Hoop, Loop, and Carl are up for the challenge, and since Good Boy Park so happens to be next to an office chair disposal, they're not without the mighty chariots. So sick a pal, get on the chair and spin faster than a dog can chase its tail. Throw your very buff enemies for a loop. Oh, okay, I guess that's their interpretation of the theme. Watch a dog's loop. Choose between three brave to defend Good Boy Park. Use a variety of weapons to keep the very muscular enemies at bay. Defeat your enemy in delicious biscuits to increase your score. Wave-based combat that gives you a feeling of deja vu. Don't forget to keep spinning, staying in the loop and eat this biscuits. Don't worry, dogs don't get dizzy. Move around with WASD, arrow keys, or the left joystick if you have a gamepad control. Indeed, I do. Press space or A to spin. Be careful though, you can't attack while spinning. Okay. And the credits. 2 programmers, 1 graphic artist, 1 audio composer. Let's see.
Someone's asking what it means when the row's yellow.
One of 2 things. Either it's a duplicate entry or somebody wrote a note in regards to potential concerns that we have. So it's just a way for us to say, take a careful look at this row.
Make sure it follows the code of conduct.
Mm-hmm. Oh goodness. Trying to use the control stick. Trying to use the left stick on the controller does this. That's probably not good. Oh, I see. That's how you do it. Oh, interesting. It's hard to Too bad the UI is all over the place, because right now my focus is on the dog itself. Game over. Press space to return to the main menu. Like, right now my, right now my, eye is focused on the, character itself. So, so it's hard for me to keep track of stuff like, my health bar. So I'm just taking this like void route. Graphics is really nice as expected from the studio. Yeah, so like the RPM speed being at the bottom right hand corner, I don't think was a good decision. I would have put it right next to the character itself because that's where my eyes are currently focused. And the animation is not telling me enough for me to figure out like how quickly I'm moving, especially when it max out too. So I'm really quick at criticisms already. That's probably not a good thing. Like I said, the graphics is really good. Presentation is just generally off the charts, which as expected. The power-ups are fairly straightforward. So that's good. What happened? How did that happen? So many questions. Sure, I'll go with it. I guess currently the way it's doing it is by just making the, weapon disappear. But it'd be nice to be able to, like, have a more clear indication on when you can and cannot attack. It's a fairly minor thing because I can largely keep track, but it's a little... Sometimes I think it's a little bizarre. I don't know what's the benefit behind each of these different weapons. Like larger collision box, do they hit harder? Are there elemental weaknesses? I would like to have a little more control over the camera because I'm not always paying attention to the direction I'm going towards, which is... Oh, okay. So apparently, if you spin to 0, then it's just game over. Interesting. Yeah, it's okay. Here, let's do it one more time so at least I can get a better idea of what I'm dealing with. I don't understand how the game gets harder over time. So is it that you can get hit as many times as you want, and it just matters that you're spinning fast enough at all times? See, now, like, when I'm only focusing on the rate per, rotation per minute screen, I feel like that's kind of going against the original intended game design.
commenters in the chat are saying music is great, but the SFX are all over the place.
Yeah.
Not enough punch attack.
I'm sort of fine with this sort of, you know, you need to run away at certain intervals kind of thing. That all makes sense to me. Yeah, when I'm only paying attention to the meter, I feel like I'm performing better in this game, and I don't think that's a good thing, because that means my focus is always going to be on the left-hand corner of the screen. Not saying the game is bad, it's just like elements of... there's certain... the way you play this, or the way certain important information is, like, badly placed on screen, or at least it seems to be placed on a screen that makes it difficult for me to discern how to best perform in this game. So, like, I'm not even paying attention to the fact that these critters are hitting me. Okay, well, apparently they do slow you down if they smack you. Interesting. Yeah.
Comments.
Yeah, go on.
Comments coming in from the chat. Yeah, I'd expect impact sounds when pigeons are being hit, like whacks and smacks.
Mm-hmm.
And in reply to that, yeah, might need punch sounds and animal noises. I do like the fact that punch noises are very based on weapons.
Yeah. Alright. The game loop... So, the fail condition was a little confusing to me. It seems like you fail if you don't spin enough. Right? Which,
yep.
Fine, whatever. The controls felt fine. But there was nothing in the game that told me when I couldn't charge. Because it seemed like each attack, the window of, you know, decreasing your time ability to actually charge your spin increased. Which is to say, the game makes it harder and harder for your little doggo to spin over time, based off of each smack that your enemy did. But there was nothing to indicate how long that duration was. So I was just really confused as to, you know, how the game was getting harder in a discernible way. As much as I like the graphics a lot, I did feel like there was just a few elements. But sound was particularly one that seemed to have a lot of discrepancy. And I think like collecting score and power-ups could have had a little more effects attached to them. Just visually speaking. Most of my gripes, again, has to do with the fact that the spin meter is so far away from the character that you're controlling that it was very hard to pay attention to both at the same time. Because there's two elements in this game that's really important for the player, which is, you know, where they're placed, where enemies are placed, and orienting yourself in such a way that you can optimize your attacks, and your spin meter, right? And the fact that they're in two different locations makes it hard for me to pay attention to both at the same time, and I don't appreciate that. The only last thing that comes to mind is the camera look ahead, which is based off of the velocity of the character moving. And as much as I respect why they did that, I would have preferred it if the camera, like, averaged the location of where the enemies are and the doggo was. Because I was personally not concerned as much about where I was moving towards as I was, is the attack going to hit the enemies? Where are the enemies placed? Right? And so to me, I would have appreciated it if more focus was on if more focus on the look ahead, the camera placement was based off of where the enemy was than where I'm moving towards. I think that would have been more vital information to me. So, like I said, it's mostly information that I thought would have been important to me that I felt was not coordinated well in this game. That's just me. I'm sorry to be incredibly critical, especially since the game is really well presented. And I do see a lot of potential in its gameplay. There's a lot of interesting things you can do with it that, like, changing the weapons. I know right now it seems aesthetic and probably stat-based wise, those weapons can differ. But, like, consider, for example, maybe you have a weapon that decreases in range based off of how quickly or slowly you're spinning, or maybe some things makes it harder for you to spin, so on and so forth. So there's a lot of really interesting potential behind it. Not to mention different sort of enemy combinations and behavior that you could add to the game to add variety to it. But there's some of the basic stuff, mostly information related stuff, I think needs more polish first.
Comments from the chat, and then we can move to number 35 if you want.
Yeah, sweet.
It looks very polished for a gem game, and then a hard emoticon, a rubber balloon that stretches the more you spin. And then he corrected himself; he meant a rubber dog balloon.
So row 35, you said?
Yep.
Smells like chlorine. Note to self, I should actually be downloading these games before I do my comments. So, whoopsies.
$35 was on the queue last week, but we never said we were going to come back to it, unlike the week before where we promised someone. Mm-hmm. And the person we promised it to didn't show up. So yeah. It's a reverse of what happened last week.
So today I made, I guess, fried rice? I don't know. I just threw whatever into the frying pan, including bacon, and called it a day. Don't worry about it closing. That's not a crash. It's my virus scanner being virus scannering. There we go. Open anyway. Alright, so it doesn't sound like there's too much sound, so... Oh, there's these ambient office sounds, so I can get started on that. A menial job. Unfriendly coworkers. What does it take to get some respect as janitor around here? Oh, that's a good question. Things take an interesting turn, however, after your boss tells you some devastating news. Those detergent fumes aren't helping either. Take part in this first-person adventure complete with twisted story, puzzles, and a whole bunch of atmosphere. Make and see what you're fully capable of. Arrow keys, left mouse button, A. Got it. Sweet. Let's do it. It's been about 2 months since I started working here. It's a menial job. In fact, it pays even less than my previous job. Oh well, I desperately need the money. I can't just stay home all day. It's like Mary said, I need to provide for my family. Whatever it takes. The people here might not be very nice to me, but I need to do my best to keep this job. Which other company would ever hire an old man like me? I should be happy with what I've got here. Never! Alright, I better check with the receptionist first. She'd get mad if I don't. Let's turn right then.
This done in Renbai?
I don't have to go, and I can clean this room later. I will need to go in there for now. Okay, so left mouse button, or left stick to look around. Forward. Thank you for the reticle, by the way. That is very informative. I should drop by the receptionist first. She should be on the other side of this corridor. No changing dialogue. Got it. Man, straight fast. Darn, non-interactable. This is a Shkov axe. I expect, if it's here, I expect it to be taken out soon. I should drop by the receptionist first.
Same employee. Over and over again.
Oh, good. Thank you for pulling that indicator up there. Finally, you're here. Well, finally, you're here. I know you're supposed to start later than we do, but you better not. You better not ever be late. Good morning. I'm always on time, though. See, I'm even 5 minutes early today. Whatever, just get started. Our hard workers absolutely cannot work in bad conditions. Yes, I'll get started with the trash right away. Oh, we can take the long way. Sweet. Look, nothing personal or anything. I can't relax even if you're cleaning here, so please hurry up and... whatever. Get back to work. Profits. So please hurry up, alright. Okay, that's what the last set of sentences said there. I'm liking the dialogue so far, the dialogue system, and the graphics as well. This flat shade that provides absolutely zero shadow, so I can't figure out where the heck I am. But there's no platforming in this game, so far that's all working to my favor. Oh, there's the trash. Can I backwards jump? Backwards long jump? Oh, neat. I have no business with here. Okay. Oh, I can get up on the... Oh, but there's a shelf. Can I get on this chair? No, no. This is gonna be... Oh, yes! I can get on the... Okay, good, good. I can get on the desk. That's what matters. Cool. I'm happy here. Either you're here to tell me those folders with tax report in 2018 are, or you're wasting my time. Oh, sorry. Can I help you look? Just get on with your task already. Alright. Oh, what? Come on. Oh, gosh. Darn it.
They're asking in the chat why you put dirty shoes on the desk. And please don't get stuck.
Unfortunately, I am on the steering wheel here. Hey, wait, you're not Michael. Oh, sorry to disappoint. Man, well, later then. I hope they didn't throw away anything important. This reminds me a little bit of IO Interloper, actually. Which is sadly in hiatus. Oh, you can't even converse with them. Is the woman's bathroom bad too? Yeah, they're almost like we hired that cleaner guy for nothing. What does he even do here? Hey, not too loud now. I think he's listening in on us. Whatever.
You just got hired.
Sorry. Not too bad. Mostly paperwork. Look at that. That is what's called a K growth. Ugh. Can't you see I'm busy here? My blog doesn't update itself, you know. Fascinating. Why has that manager still not given the okay for standing desks? My back is killing me. You're lucky, you get to walk around all day. Sure, I guess. I'm slowly moving. Oh, hey man, sorry, but I'm real busy here. They don't pay me the big bucks to chat, you know.
This is a highly toxic work environment.
Hi, how are you doing? This is driving me nuts. I don't suppose you know why my functions and monads aren't cooperating. Sorry, I don't think I can help you with that. I can! Multi-threaded programming? That's totally my wheelhouse. I know everyone's giving you a hard time being a janitor and all, but as a fellow new employee here, I'll gladly chat with you. Well, after I'm done with this thing. Yes, us newbies have to stick together, right? 40-something-year-old man calling himself a newbie is a little weird, but yeah, I guess. I think I can already see where this is going, because about the taking out the trash task is already telling me something, and they already hinted at the fact that there's like 2018 tax return. So what that tells me is that as a janitor, you might already get some paperwork. Man, I hate waiting for my breakfast to heat up in this small microwave. What I hate even more though is a small talk while waiting. I don't care about the weather, your family, whatever. Please leave me be. I'll just go about my business then. Must be the manager. Oh, this is promising. Darn. So far airtight. Oh, you can get on this chair? No, it's just a little weird circle. Darn. Okay. You know, I forgot to actually read the task. Ugh, that smells. What were they eating here? So there's like a there's like a Japanese show where one of the initial skit is talking about how you should be careful about what you throw out. that's kind of what this is reminding me of, that message. The developers. So that means here. Oh, okay, that's not developers. It must be the other room here. Lots of energy drinks and power bars. Alright, that's the last of the trash bins to take care of. Next on the agenda, mopping some floors, starting with the men's bathroom. I should be able to find a mop there. Can't talk, busy. Alright. You're still not, Michael. Come back to me later. Alright, well...
One of the devs asked, come on, why are you trying to break my perfect? And then a word that sounds like game, but it's instead of an M, it's a U with a accent.
Ah, there it is, my beautiful mop. Oh, how far we go back. Must be almost 2 months now. This is a... That's not a mop. Oh, I guess that is a mopping person. Oh, disgusting. Aiming is not that hard.
And then I reply to them, 2 perfects so far, though. And then one of the Twitch emotes.
Right, mop obtained. Now I can clean those filthy stains. I should clean this mess before I leave. Oh, these are occupied. Yuck. Phew. Well, a clean bathroom should make the men here just slightly happier. Now to do the same for the women's bathroom. For some reason, I'm feeling a little lightheaded though. Just like yesterday. Why are you standing around here? Go get to work.
Yeah. No lollygagging on company time.
You're still not Michael. Still not done here. I'll pass by you later, probably. I hate Haskell. You know, I haven't actually tried Haskell. That's something I should learn.
Test, is my mic still working?
I can still hear you, Chris. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Breakfast is still not done. Don't worry, I washed your coffee with a mop.
Water's pretty good for coffee, isn't it?
There
I don't
we
drink
are.
coffee, so I can't now.
Now to make that floor shine again. I used to think women's bathroom would be so much cleaner than men's. Ah, to be young and naive. This bleach. I thought it was just bad luck yesterday, but yeah, I'm feeling lightheaded. I'm fairly certain I feel a big headache coming up. Maybe I can speak to the director and convince him to order another kind of detergent. This isn't too much to ask, right? I don't often go there, seeing as he's all about privacy, but I remember the big man's office should be next to the accountant's. Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to go through that. Scrub, scrub. Scrub, scrub. Had to make sure. Sir, excuse me, I have a question. Oh, it's the janitor. I meant to talk to you today. Oh, it's great, sir. I was wondering if perhaps you could purchase a different kind of detergent. This one is giving me... Listen, pal. Really sorry about this, but I have to let you go. Go? What do you mean, sir? Go where? Well, in terms, you must be understanding with that brain of yours. You're fired. Hey, what? Why? What did I do? Look, it's not so much that you did something wrong, it's that we found someone cheaper. But how is that possible? I earn minimum wage here. Well, we found someone younger, and her minimum wage is lower than your minimum wage. Ergo, cheaper. See, now that's the problem with you people. You grow old, think you're entitled to a job, and ask me, a director, trivial questions I just don't have time for. Now hurry up, do the remainder of your task for today and get out of here. I don't want to see your face here ever again. Yes, sir. I don't have all day. I have important meetings. Get lost. No, you get lost. Here, I'll scrub your desk just in case. And your chair. And your whiteboard. There. How could this happen? Perhaps I should just go to the kitchen. It's probably a mess right now, just after lunchtime. I'll finish up there and go home. Then, I'll have to think of something. The kitchen isn't this way. Christina might be the only person in this country who's ever been nice to me. Don't want to bother with her in my sadness. I hate Haskell! I shouldn't be bothering her. It's not like I understand anything this guy ever says. Still stretching. I'd give him a standing desk if that mean I'd keep my work. Listening in won't do me any favors. To be fair, the guy who's stretching is stuck in a forever animated loop. I should probably get going. What's the point? I guess I'll clean this mess and then go home. Man, what do I tell Mary? No, the guy's breakfast is done.
Okay, you're too good for them.
Alright, I don't know how someone would leave that mug on the floor, but it's clean now. But these chlorine fumes must be getting to me. Nothing but to clean this mess, I guess. It's not this is not the way out. Oh, I see. So that's the reason. So that was foreshadowing. Interesting. The reason why it didn't let me go through the other corridor. There we go. Oh, the cup just outright disappears. Ooh, mopping has never been my favorite activity. Yeah, let's go out this way. I already must be seeing things. I mean, the music even has changed. Even the whole candles on ground. Almost like people were in a hurry or there was a fight here or something. People can be so inconsiderate. And also, I noticed that there's a little post-processing Unity effect going on with the chromacy on the corners there. That's interesting. Blue coffee mugs are my favorite kind. Oh, they actually teleport back to the original location. Interesting. Alright, before I leave, I should return this mop to my cleaning cart and then to bathroom. Employee of the month, December. Employee of the month, November. September. Scrub, scrub. Ooh, that... You could steal that. October. September. This corridor seems longer every time I walk through it. I guess that's one positive thing about all this. I never have to see this office in its long corridor ever again. Oh, July. Interesting. I thought the bathrooms were around here. Scrub, scrub, scrub. April. There are some Stanley Parable effects going on here, that's good. Can I go through this one now? Oh, nice. Can. Wait, why is he the employee of the month? Huh? What's this? They installed a lock on the bathroom door. Why would they tease me like that? Oh, interesting. This is January. And then... what are the colors? That's... You sort of like the employee of the month. It would be nice if I ever got pull up on this wall. March, that's the 3rd. Okay. This one is November, so that's 11. And then green is December. I don't remember the colors. Well, let's start with red as November. And then the blue is the last color that I did not check. Which is June. There we go. Oh, interesting. Ah, that's neat. I see what you did there. That's cute. Ah, there we are. Wait, I was sure I left my cart here? Maybe I left it in the woman's bathroom. Look at these stains, and I just cleaned all these. Oh, the urinals and numbers have increased. Also, this bathroom is a lot more spacious. Look at that. Oh no, this is it. I'm not cleaning up these filthy floors any longer. I'm fired anyway. Why does it even matter anymore? And just because we played an animation going through here, the door has disappeared. That's cute. Ooh, I like that detail. Cool. Yeah, I was definitely the right person to play these kind of stuff. Is like my favorite. See, this is what happens if you don't hire a good janitor. Oh, does any of these doors open? I'll make him reconsider. Oh, snap. I'm trying to interact with the door, so I skip over the dialogue. It probably had to do with the director is a mean person. Now, where was his office again?
Someone commented that it was trippy.
Huh, how did I end up here again? Was it that door, or was it the other one? How did I end up here again? Oh, I see. Yeah, just checking to make sure I understand this forest maze puzzle. All this clutter, I hope the other employees are cleaning up after themselves. Sure
The
they
dev
are.
said thanks for the heart emoji.
Oh, those darn boxes are even blocking away. This I cannot stand. I mean, you're just holding a mop up. That's your problem. You can always go through the door it came from. Oh, whoops. Alright. So, Paper Mario logic. One of these doors is not like the other. This one has the door handle on the left side. Oh, this one. Oh, how did I end up here again? I don't know. You got through the boxes. I swear that door was different from all the others. Both of these doors are on the left. We just went through the backside door here. That didn't do anything. Getting through here doesn't do seem to do anything. So, oh, out of order here. Oh, you can say that again. Hey, what are you doing here? Huh, what was I doing here again? Oh, right. I need to clean this place up. I told you, no, not to come back here. Every spot, every nook and cranny. I have to work hard. I have to keep this job. What? Ah, yes. It's all clear to me now. First, I need to take out the trash. This room isn't clean yet. Sure, I'll click on trash. That was the most dramatic slap. They just ragdolled. Oh, did you guys hear that? Hear that sound coming from the director's office? Hey, it was probably the janitor knocking over a vase or something. He's such a klutz. Why is he looking at us like that? This room is still filthy. Watch out. Oh no, oh no. Oh, I feel bad for that person. They're not really ragdolling too well. But yeah, interesting. TVGS does not condone murder. Or violence, for that matter. Finally found it. Mary, Katie, I'm coming home. You'll be waiting for me there, right? Interesting teleportation tricks being used in this game.
The developer said, no murder, only taking out the trash.
The end. Quit. Oh, okay. Neat. I should download the next game while I think about and formulate my thought process there. I'm a little dizzy from that, actually.
Oh. Sorry, I thought you were the developer. So no one's given me road numbers, but I haven't asked in like the last 5 minutes.
Alright, so yeah, we usually ask for any row numbers from this spreadsheet. Let us know which row number your entry happens to be in, and we'll play that. In the meantime, smells like chlorine. I mean, I guess bleach smells like chlorine.
Well, bleach is made of chlorine.
True. I liked it.
Do you want to start downloading 42 while you're
yeah,
there
that
in
sounds
the chat?
perfect.
Yeah. Then you can comment on smells like chlorine.
Oh, there's not even a download to this. Sweet.
WebGL. Okay.
Yep. I personally liked it. There was a lot of really interesting non-Euclidean space usage for maximum, narrative effect. The objectively, I'm a little upset by the story content. I get it's fiction and it's not really meant to say too much other than, old janitor getting his revenge on a very mean company, which the game, justifiably so, does not depict as a good thing. But I think that's like a really minor nitpick from the point of perspective of I think it's pretty well presented. I do think that it being in the game format only seemed to work on like experiencing it in a non-Euclidean space like level to kind of get you immersed into the idea that your character is slowly losing their sanity. And from that perspective, I think the game was pretty effective on the visual effects, as well as just downright the simple fact that you're going through corridors that shouldn't be as long as they are, and so forth. I think those are really effective. But as for the dialogue, I thought they were pretty generic in my opinion. I don't feel like this might surprise some people. I don't feel like that part was the writing was utilized as well as it could have been in the game. It does not encourage exploration and experimentation, which, to be fair, in a jam setting or in like a game jam setting, that's really really difficult to do. The bits and pieces that we do get just kind of makes a lot of the characters look like, characters from Seinfeld. They're all one-dimensional characters with no real obvious like background or life in it. To be fair, some of it was kind of deliberate. I like the one with the backstretching guy because you just had one cycling loop and you made some funny comments about like he's still stretching. But other than that, I just thought that was the dialogue system was a little underutilized, and I would have loved to see more exploration. behind that to see if there's any way to like slowly reveal if bits and pieces of it, like what what other employees' lives is like. I think the graphical style was perfectly sufficient and fine. Obviously, you're going for a surreal look, and so being able to use like a flat shader to take away all the all the low poly parts seemed like a perfectly sufficient way of doing that. Music was fine. I thought I liked it. I did find the ragdolling at the end kind of hilarious, and the sound effect that just doesn't take that portion seriously. It doesn't have the same impact. I think actually worked to its advantage, in that it made what was already looking very cartoony from the physics standpoint. The sound effect just kind of made it goofier. And yeah, the I personally didn't appreciate the fact that the game was incredibly linear. To be fair, I don't think there was much you could have done in that category, but that's something that I just kind of personally I can accept in various different game genres. In this one, I think me talking about how you're able to explore with conversation kind of roots from the fact that the game, deliberately kept its scope small, but as a consequence of that, it just always felt like I was working on rails, and there wasn't much I could do to fight against that. So that was a little disappointing as well. I make it sound like I don't like this game. I actually really, really like this game a lot. Surrealism in particular is just like my favorite form of art, and this kind of hit that. Funny bone, I guess, the surrealism funny bone to me. I just love that sort of direction that the game took, and there was some really cool, neat shader effects being used. So yeah, I kind of liked it. It's probably going to be scoring pretty high in my book. That said, I do confess I didn't find it, I feel like there was some lost potential. Cool. So, without further ado, let's take this one. Is it screen? Oh.
Comments from the chat. Smelled Like Chlorine works amazingly with WebGL version. Yeah, I can take criticism. I can see where the game falls from the developer. And thanks for playing.
Alright, LaserLoop. What's my objective? I should have looked that up. A puzzle game about lasers and mirrors. Place mirror to change the laser's direction. Get the laser through the hole to the wall to get to the next level. Left click to select parts, right click to remove. Okay. What hole in the wall? Oh, okay. Okay, that's how it works. Cool. We can have 4 of these. Oops. Okay, so the interface, I feel, needs a little help. I see why they made the decision that they did, but it's hard. The numbers are really small for me. Not to mention, I don't know what I selected based off the left sidebar. So if I need to change something, that's kind of not obvious to me. So I can only use these. what do each of these do? Oh, these you can place here. What? Weird, okay. Sorry, I'm thinking. There's only one of each of these, so if I do that, like that's all that's gonna happen, and I can't really utilize that. Okay, so you can actually place these in. Interesting. Place it there.
Developer said that's something that's what's completely lost in the development phase.
Happens. Oh, I can place this anywhere. Interesting. Oh, okay. Sorry, it just came to me what the solution was. Got it. Perfect. Okay, so this one goes here. And I take it... Oh, there's not even that as an option. So, well, we do the next best thing, which is this. That vertical thing doesn't work, so that didn't help as much as I thought it did. Place this seemingly anywhere. So we want to go here. If I backtrace it, and then this apparently goes here, so that's not useful. Maybe if I can go like that, there's no vertical space, like so. So I'm thinking something looks something like this. And then and then that goes vertical, so that's not useful. Yeah. This goes here, this might go here, this goes here. I don't think that kind of worked out. Oh well. First, let's do that here for the time being. Let's put this here. Let's plop these two. Really stupid idea. This. Okay, so that doesn't work.
One of the commenters is asking if you could put mirrors on the left side.
Nope. This.
One of them is also saying they need to put a mirror in the corner.
This is only one horizontal. Interesting. Okay. That was, I don't think, the intended solution, but whatever. Alright, really silly idea. This. Okay, that didn't work. One. This goes down.
Commenter says, I love this possibility. And the dev, anything that works is the intended solution, honestly.
Is the music original?
Yes, the music's original.
Nice. Puzzling. Alright. That didn't quite work out as I originally expected. What if I came up with a ridiculously silly idea where I did that, and then I plopped that here? Oh, I see. Only one vertical, so that could happen anywhere. And one horizontal. Is there a reason why there are mirrors over there? There is a lot of one cycle. So that would explain that.
There are a few solutions to this level. The best is, yeah, that.
I suspect the solution they're talking about was the past level earlier. But liking, by the way, the fact that there's I'm looping through this level. Silly idea here. Okay, yeah, that's quite right.
Fun fact, one could chain horizontal portals, but that isn't really required anywhere.
We did it! Oh, look at that. That was cool, I liked it. I mean, between most of us, I am the resident puzzle designer of TVGS, so of course I would figure this game out pretty quickly in its objective. Obviously, the hard part for me was trying to learn the controls, of the game. So it would be nice if either the menu was more intuitive in the way it's presented. Right now, like, all the controls are stuffed in the bottom left-hand corner, which is not the first place you look at. In general UI design, you're more likely to look at the center of the screen than to the top, down, left to right, because we're English reading. Because English, of course, is left to right. So, anyways, it being on the bottom left-hand corner was kind of like a bizarre choice. I'll probably put it either at the top of the screen or at the bottom of the screen center. But that's just me. The mirror concept was really intuitive, actually. I personally liked that a lot, and I thought that was perfectly fine. The part that I thought was less fine was sort of like creating holes in the wall. The visuals in that is not very obvious, and it would have been nice if you had a tutorial to demonstrate the holes in the wall, because I really don't see that being easy to demonstrate in actual context of the game. So there's that. I did find the puzzles to be really satisfying, so that was cool. In the meantime, Chris, row numbers?
45. The dev did say thanks for playing, and the third level was my attempt at a tutorial. And heart emoji.
Other things that comes to mind in regards to... Ooh. Oh, if it's just a read, I guess that's not a huge problem. Alright, cool. Before I go on, yeah, the progression of difficulty felt fairly intuitive. The instructions and objective was not immediately obvious. What I mean by that is you say, aim your laser through a hole in the wall. But then I thought, like, oh, is there like some sort of portal or, black hole represented? No, it's just like, a gap in a wall. So it would have been nice if there was an actual goal sign through where the gap in the wall is. It just makes it immediately obvious to the player that's the direction they want to move the laser towards. So I think that would have been more useful to the user. You want to make sure that the objective of your game is always, always, always clear and obvious as much as possible. So just having that information would have really helped me learn the game quicker. Ultimately, I think these are all nitpicks because the game by itself was fairly easy to understand. The puzzles themselves were not too difficult. I can see it being really difficult for a lot of players. Fortunately, it was not very difficult for me, so I enjoyed it. It might be nice to have a hint system. And by a hint system, I mean, for example, let's say the player just absolutely throws their hand up, right? And they say they can't do this. Then what you could potentially do is offer a button and say, hey, look, we'll reset everything and place the first piece to the correct solution for you. And then from there, like, it becomes a process of elimination for the player. Maybe they can push the buttons again to place the next piece at the right place, so on and so forth. The thing that a lot of players do not like about puzzle games is getting stuck, right? So anything to help them progress, even just a little bit, is usually incredibly helpful. I think that's about it. Music was nice. Sound effect was perfectly sufficient for the game. And honestly, I personally would probably not seek to make much more tweaks than that on the audio department. Yeah, that's about it. I thought it was really cool. I liked it a lot. Hanging around at the speed of sound.
The developer said budget cuts. I'll keep that in mind in the future, though. Thanks.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Is this a Godot game? Alright, use a mouse to play. Got it.
Yep, go dot.
Oh no. Oh no. It's WarioWare all of a sudden. Alright, well, okay.
One of the commenters is like, "Oh wow, it's this game," and the devs smiled at them.
This is winning my heart in the innovation department. Okay. We click on the character. Oh, I like this. This is a cool effect. Probably just some sort of masking going on. Oh, okay. I don't know what I did there, but apparently I won. You did it! Challenge mode unlocked! Click to go back to the title. Okay, so you're supposed to click and reduce your speed that way. Interesting. This is literally WarioWare at this point. Cute. What was the game? Was it Love Conquers All or something? There was like a romantic Sega game for the Nintendo DS, which was basically WarioWare with a narrative, and that's what it reminds me of right now. Maybe it was Love Touch, because that sounds like a kind of game that Sega would make.
Yep, WarioWare is one of the inspirations for it. Project Rub is the game you mean, and Rub Rabbits.
Oh yeah.
That game is way harder to make than it looks. Great job.
Yeah, and these games are genuinely harder to make. Ouch, that hurt my foot. Darn. Best 9. Alright, that was cute. I liked it. um, yeah, this is high on my innovation side of things. I love games like these. Um, what's really interesting, and I'm really impressed that you're able to do this, the objective of all the micro games and the search objective was surprisingly intuitive. Um, to be fair, the search thing was more just a case of, alright, well, I guess I'm just going to click all over the place and see what happens. And me lucking out. I feel like that section actually was sort of the weakest because you just had to click everywhere and it felt like pixel hunting. Although fortunately, you made the hit radius of all of these incredibly large. So it's a bit nitpicky, but I feel like it would have helped if on mouse hover, like on mouse hover, there was there was some sort of reaction that the game gave you to let you know that you could click at that location, right? Sort of like in point and click adventures, when you mouse hover over an interactable object, it highlights. So I would have liked to see that sort of similar effect happening, so that I wasn't always lost and always pixel hunting during these search sections. I think pardon me, I think the micro games were perfectly fine. They were actually really good, in my opinion. The timer was a little strange to me. It didn't really tell me how much time I had left. I would have liked to see a number with that, so that would have been nice. But it's like, oh, you only used the left mouse button to interact with these. Okay, what can I do? What happens if I tap it? Oh, the arm moved a little bit. Let's try tapping it more times, stuff like that. So, like, I really like that the game encouraged exploration and discovering for yourself what the objective of the game is. And that's a really hard thing to do. So, props to that. I really like that a lot. Um, yeah. Um, what else comes to mind? Um,
They said thank you for playing.
yeah, absolutely. I enjoyed playing this. This was a really good submission. I've already said most of the criticisms I had. The part that I was lost the most on was the spinning game. I feel like I just won that by accident. But to be fair, this game was really lax. Like, you can lose on a micro game and you just do it over again automatically. So, I don't think that was as big as a problem as I'm making it. It would have been nice if there was some sort of, like, I guess, number, so to speak, something to indicate you're doing the right thing, or you're something to indicate like you were slowing the spin somehow by tapping on the mouse button. It would have been nice if there was some sort of indicator for that. I'm actually sort of surprised you got a web game working. I tried making a web game on Godot at one point, and it didn't work, so I was really disappointed. At the time, I felt like WebGL stuff was a little undercooked in Godot, but at least you got that working, so congrats. Meantime, Chris, any row numbers?
Nope.
No?
No one's given us any.
Sweet. So this is all for pickings then?
Yeah.
Well, we usually so usually we follow the rule of going with the ones that people submitted first.
Yeah.
However, Full Moron is a good friend of mine, so I might as well rate that first.
I got stuff coming back from the last dev, if you want.
Yeah, that would be good too.
Okay. Thanks for playing. I always avoid harsh setbacks in short game jams. I thought about falling game spin UI, but that didn't make it in the game. Godot made big progress over the past 2 years or so. And thanks you for the feedback, too.
Yep. Escape the round prison by tapping and dragging around the screen. Avoid red blocks which stun you and knock you off the screen, ending the game. Loop around stars to collect. Combo by collecting stars in quick succession to get a multiplier and star points. The longer a star has been inside a white zone loop, the higher its base points will be when it's captured. Alright. Moment, I'm playing it. It's interesting it gave a full screen option, and it's not doing anything. Alright, I ruined it, Moment. Tap, drag, loop. Oh wow, I died already. Sweet. Oh, okay. Like so. Ah, interesting. Okay. Oh, okay, and the bottom. Okay, so screens more or less are the same thing as red. I don't like the sound effects of that.
Game Popper says, that's sweet. Oh, this game looks cruel. I love it.
Okay. The sound effects overlapping is probably not good. Oh, there's some masking going on with these. I like the visual effects of the glowing thing. Oh, what? Oh, interesting. Is that just something that happens? Oh, interesting. So that there's a little timer there. Got it. This is cool. It's a fairly simple arcade game. Has a Kirby touch feel to it, even though I haven't played any of those games.
Maybe Kirby on the DS.
Yeah. Oh, can I? Yes, thank you. Does that work all the time? Oh, okay. It actually targets your mouse. Interesting. Cool. Alright, I think I played enough of it. I thought that was really cool. Very simple to play. The tutorial was really confusing at the beginning. And I'm not sure it was the best idea to make it so that you can lose right off the bat. It would have been nicer if you just given me, drag and drop this dot, and then, let me circle a bunch of stars first before saying like, oh, by the way, you should avoid these red blocks, and then the actual game starts. That would have been a more intuitive tutorial to me. But I do like the game. It's very simple. It's probably not something I'll play for a very long time, if I'm to be completely honest. There's some really interesting high score potential behind this game, so that's really cool too. I do appreciate the fact that you added in the red blocks and you wanted to make sure that you want to keep the line from reaching to the bottom of the screen. I think that sort of a very clear danger and objective was really useful. So I appreciate that a lot. It was a little hard to keep track of the score, so I wasn't sure what action would all give me the best score while playing the game. So it would have been nice if there was a much more obvious score indicator saying like, hey, if you do this, you get, by doing this, you got this much score. So that allows me to experiment and figure out what would be the best way to optimize on the game. So that would have been appreciated too. Overall, though, I thought it was really cool, very simple. It does feel a lot like a mobile game. There wasn't much in the way I can see in expanding the game per se. But I do appreciate what it's doing, and I thought it was really cool for what it did. Yeah, Chris, send me those row numbers from the last stream. To be fair, those row numbers are probably now different because I took out a couple of entries and put it into the other spreadsheet. So there's that concern I have. Chris?
They're asking how it all works. Although we explained it when we started.
About row numbers?
Yeah. You want to give a quick rundown?
Okay, yeah, sure, absolutely. So we prioritize by those watching first, followed by who entered in our spreadsheet. So the reason why we ask for row numbers, for example, if you submitted Beat Bash, your row number will be 21. There should be in the description of our channel a link to the row numbers. I believe you can just enter !list, and it'll give you a link to this spreadsheet as well.
Yeah.
Maybe our description doesn't have it, whatever. But anyways, regardless, the important part is that by submitting row numbers, that gives us a ascending order of games to play as. And so if you're on right now, look for your entry and then provide a row number in the chat. Chris will compile them, and I'll be playing them in ascending order. We have 30 minutes left, so now will be a good time to start entering those numbers, by the way.
Are we only checking out LD games, or are you open to checking out other games from other game jams? And row number 39.
Row number 39. I think for this time around, we have advertised it as a Ludum Dare game, so I'm going to prioritize on Ludum Dare games first.
Okay. And after 39 is 44.
Got it. All right. Why?
39, 41, and 44. I better write these down.
Yeah. Alright. Twist, turn, shoot, burn. Made for Ludum Dare 47. Postmortem. Your little buddy is stuck in a loop. Help him through by shooting the red things. See how many you can get. Left and right to change directions. ZA to shoot. Hold for 1 second to auto fire. XB. Oh, I see. So controller support. A and D right triggers can speed up and down the game. There's triggers.
Volume warning for this build.
Yes. Oh, okay. Thank you. Sure. Let's try that. A bunch of other things. Let's see if I can get started on that. Alright, here we go. Sure. Press A. Press B. Use the analog stick. Now you're ready.
Cool, a custom engine, says one of the commenters.
Interesting. Is there anything that number 2 needs for? It's just a score. Yes, it's just a score.
Yep, build on top of SFML.
What did I die from? Oh, it doesn't like this. I'm holding left. Or right, pardon me. Okay, that I died fairly.
Started to build one. I hope to it'll be ready for next Ludum Dare.
Interesting. So it really doesn't. There's no reason not to hold A, I guess. Yeah, the left and right is not very clear and obvious. I'm not sure how I feel about the whole. So the gravity switching thing is fine, but I have to rely on it solely to be able to hit the enemies, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. Although it does seem like the walls are penetrable. These bullets seem to pierce through the walls just fine. So is it that I just take advantage of these corners right here? Okay, well I can't do that. Also, it'll be nice if it kept track of the high score. That would be nice. Yeah, coming as someone who also did like a spherical motion game, controls was inevitably going to be hard to get right, and right now I feel that is one of this game's biggest shortcomings. The fact that the left and right behavior does not feel consistent is concerning to me. My lack of control over the direction I aim makes this game kind of hard. But like, not in like a way that makes me feel good. Oh, whoops. Oh well. Okay, I think I got the basic idea.
They ended up tweaking the controls a lot in the post-jam build.
Yeah, makes sense. There was just a lot that was really confusing with the game, in my opinion. I have very mixed feelings about it. On one hand, there are some like genuinely interesting ideas, such as being able to travel along this, procedurally generated track. I think that is really cool. But at the same time, like, why is it procedurally generated from the first place? I would think you'd want to start off with a couple of levels. Maybe one is literally just a circle, or maybe it's just a pipe, or something to that effect. Why not start the player with something simple to kind of get them to slowly learn certain strategies that works for them? For example, you have this anti-gravity control, right, where you can flip between different tracks, but there's nowhere in the tutorial where it tells you you can utilize that as a way of firing an enemy that is in the middle of a track. So I had to learn that by myself. And while technically speaking, I think through experimentation, a lot of people will learn that anyways, I do think that a lot of people also won't learn that. As in, like, they'll just get frustrated that these enemies are appearing in the middle of the screen and they don't know what to do with. They'll become reliant on these weird corners to aim in really weird directions. Like, not to mention you're auto running, so that also makes controlling the vehicle more difficult. So I feel like giving the player more time to practice aiming in the game would have really, really helped. Likewise, giving players more time to practice on the controls of moving left and right, because that's really vital in this game to avoid getting hit by anything. Aesthetically, I thought it was really cool. Sound obviously needs to be significantly lowered, but so far it's okay. The firing was really repetitive. I always criticize for this. Remember to have multiple different sound effects for when you're shooting, or randomize the pitch when you do so. Each time you play a sound effect to make it significantly less repetitive than it is. It's a really, really interesting idea. It feels like there is a lot to it that is difficult to iron out. And I'm not sure how I feel about that. Like, the whole left and right confusion control, like, that strikes me as one example of things that will be incredibly difficult to iron out, and I don't have a good idea on how you'll take that opportunity to polish it further. It's just one of those games that I feel is really difficult to improve on. By the way, Chris, the next row number was
41. And one of the commenters, with that kind of concept, it seems pretty hard to make intuitive controls.
Yeah. Oh gosh, this is really large. There's a lot in the game that I like. There's also a lot in the game I don't like. And I feel the parts that I like, of course, are like the procedural generated, the aesthetic, the music. The traveling along the track and bouncing between them is actually genuinely fun. That movement is really fun. The shooting is not, to me. So I'm wondering what you could potentially do to, like, it. The fact that, again, you cannot aim while you shoot is already of significant hindrance from the first place. So if fundamentally you want to keep the shooting in there, I'm going to argue that you may want to make it such that you can aim in any direction. Because the restrictions that the game places in where you can aim is really restrictive, and I don't like that. Alternatively, you can make it all about movement and locomotion, because again, that to me was incredibly satisfying, and I can see that being like the main focus of the game if necessary. I don't know, that's how I feel. You're obviously the game designer and you have more intentions than I do. It's just, if I were the game designer, that would be my approach. I would figure out how to make the game emphasize more on the movement than on the shooting. Alright, this is apparently the Dinosaur game level. I had to zoom out. A game where all you do is play the same level over and over again. It can't be fun, can it? Have fun trying to see if you can beat level 1 in this game about platforming Dinosaur. The dungeons... Oh, okay. You can actually full screen this. Sweet. The dungeon of many levels. And the controller does not work. Oh, this is the only level, isn't it? I can already... This already feels like this is the only level. Wait, why can you not jump here? Oh, apparently you can.
Yep. Okay.
What's going on?
I was talking to my brother.
Ah, I see. Round and round he goes. Oh, I get it. Ah ha 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 ha. Think carefully. Oh, I see. Yep, this is the only level. Wow, who designed buttons that can only be used once? The collision box is a little weird. Okay. Why is the... Okay, so they changed the controls from arrow keys to blast them. Good to know. The controls are really touchy and sensitive. You've seen this level enough already, haven't you? I have, in fact. Oh, okay, that's
Comments. What? I can keep Dinosaur. Music is a bit loud.
Oh yeah, speaking of the music is a bit loud. There we go. Did you play Lava is 4 is Lava as a kid? Yeah, I just noticed that's a thing. Oh, okay. What? Beeswax. Oh, okay. Just... Oh, okay. I see what's going on. The controls are reversed. Buttons are fun! God, the jump sound effect is not very good. Oh, you can double jump? No, you can't. Never mind. Answer or be trapped till... What? 1, 2, 3. Darn it! 1, 2, 3.
There are fun level design ideas, but the physics seems to need a bit more polish.
Yeah, the physics really need polish, in my opinion, too. Answer this or be trapped to death. So I actually need to solve this instead of hitting 1, 2, 3. So 7 times 8. 56 subtracted by 30, that's 26. Plus 4, 26 plus 4 is 30, so it's 3. Have you ever gone skydiving? Oh, okay. Can I go backwards? Oh, I can. Oh. Oh. Okay, I see what's going on here. That was a bad idea. Blind jumps. Bad blind jumps. One small step for Dinosaur, one giant leap for Dino Kind. Okay. This part is really slow. I have no jump controls, by the way. That's what's different. Okay, so I don't know how the jump controls work. Maybe it's just really bouncy. Oh, okay. The robot revolution is upon us. Fair enough. That's cute, I like that one. It's too dangerous to go alone. Take this. That's cute, I love this one. This level. How come so many video games are so unrealistic? Ouch. Okay. Oh, I'm getting dizzy. Okay, I got it. Ha! Death is your only escape. Oh.
We got less than 8 minutes, and 44 is the last to go.
Don't want to leave? Oh, I'm really lost here. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. Is that it? Have I been in the game? Any words from the developers? Oh, huh, there's not even a windscreen screen? How do I even leave? Alright, this was...
No, this is the last level.
I see. Cute. Alright, so what was the last one again?
44.
Space Drummer. This will be our last game.
Still need to complete this one.
Yeah, we still need to rate the Dinosaur one. Yeah, about the Dinosaur game. The controls and the physics was the thing that needed the most help, in my opinion. I had a lot of difficulties playing the game, just because the controls were so touchy. It looked like a Unity game too, so I wonder what they're using as base code for control scheme, especially given that standard assets in the tutorials and the Unity store are actually pretty darn good. So I don't know. I'm kind of surprised it was as bad as it was. I thought the game was cool. I also have played This Is the Only Level before, so it didn't capture me as much as most other games would. If I actually I would probably be really enamored if I haven't played this game before, because the cool thing about This Is the Only Level is essentially the level is the puzzle, right? But I already knew the mechanics of how to play that game. Like, I already knew that the end goal for the player was to figure out what has changed and how you're supposed to navigate based off of those changes. And since I already had that base level assumption and understanding, it didn't feel nearly as innovative and consequently nearly as fun as This Is the Only Level. And I don't mean to knock on the developer for making what already existed. I don't see it that way. It was just unfortunate that I was the one who played it, because I'm just like, well, now I'm just going to compare this game to This Is the Only Level. And I feel like This Is the Only Level was fresh and interesting for me at the time I first played it. It's probably going to be fresh and interesting for someone else who has played it the first time. But to me, it's like well-trodden ground. And there's only so much you can do with that game genre, like that game, that's not really a genre per se, but that game type that I don't feel wowed about. So I'm sorry. This is a very opinionated criticism, so to speak. I'm wondering what you could have done to really make the concept more fresh.
One of the comments from the chat: there are good ideas, but seem to hide behind platform levels that don't work well.
I don't think that was the main problem per se. Without a question, I do think that the platform controls was its biggest detriment. That's what really kept me from liking it. But the thing about This Is the Only Level is that that platform level wasn't very good from the first place either. So to me, it's not the platform that was sufficiently that to me didn't give me the satisfaction. I felt like it was the puzzles themselves. Or so one potential idea is like adding a narrative to the game, Like, it'll be interesting to see, you know, dialogues of repeating the same place over and over again, and just seeing what small things has changed. I think there's a lot of potential narrative changes you could have made behind that. That's just an idea. Other ideas that comes to mind include, like, say, perhaps adding sort of like an ARG element to it, where you have to find a solution to certain puzzles by doing more research than necessary, so on and so forth. Again, to me, it was less interesting than it could have been, only because I have already played This Is the Only Level before. So take what I say with a grain of salt. It probably isn't the most amazing thing. A lot of the suggestions I'm making here probably won't significantly improve the game as much as I'm making it sound. Because what really matters for that game is like it's shocking and new for someone to enjoy it. It's kind of like the Stanley Parable, right? The first, if you've already heard about it, then even playing the original Stanley Parable is not going to sound nearly as fun to play, because you've already went through it before. So I think that's just unfortunate circumstance for me. So yeah, it's a little weird. I need to be a little cautious in my feedback, because I feel like it's not coming from a good place. It's not coming from a constructive place, I guess, so to speak. Sorry. I don't know. I want to like the game. This Is the Only Level in particular was a game that I was thinking about making for this jam myself. But unfortunately, I didn't have as much satisfaction playing it as I thought I would. I don't know. I know that was not very informative. I did say I would play this game. I'm going to go for it. Like I said, this is the last game we'll be playing. I feel bad because like there's a lot that I want to say constructive, like similar to all the other games before it, but I feel like my cynicism in the game is not born. Like I'm saying, giving these suggestions, but I feel like a lot of it is not actually as constructive as they could be.
You're finding it difficult to be objective.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And like I said, I feel bad about that. Let me actually read the game description here. Let me also drink a little bit of water because my throat is parched. Oh no, music has been outlawed in space! Set your drummer loop to customize your fire rate and go fight the music space police!
Da-na-na.
Yarr! Ludum Dare update you can find in HU. We also plan on working a little bit, okay? Use the mouse button to create your drum loop, WASD to move. And stuff. Interesting. I like the use of drum loop as being stuck in a loop. Okay, first off, how does each of these fire work? Okay. Alright, let's do this. This is the Space Police! You are under arrest! Don't you know you can't play music in space? It is strictly forbidden by the laws of physics. Chris, what do you have to say to this?
I mean, it's correct.
Surrender now! We must seize your vehicle! So, we need Frederica here watching this game.
Yeah.
Does this loop? No, it doesn't. Okay. Your vehicle is really large, or your ship is really large. Oof. So, like, the graphics are really beautiful, but the juice is not. There's not a tactile feel to me successfully shooting anything. I'm not hearing any sound effects when successfully hitting the enemies, so that doesn't feel very good. The music is great, though, as you'd expect from this game. Oh, and the puns. Oh, okay, thanks. Yeah, there's not a lot of oomph in my firing.
You got a raid. Kolswatsky is raiding with the party at 9. And Red Puddle says hello. Hey, Koloski.
Skip the intro. Thank you for adding that in. Yeah, so they just flash red. Yeah, the only thing that happens is they just turn red instead of flashing red. So like I would use some sort of Super Smash Brothers like logic where it's successfully hitting an enemy would actually cause them to vibrate, and definitely add sound effects to make it clear that you know, you successfully hit the enemy. The drum part is perfectly sufficient to indicate that you have fired. I think that part is one of the innovations that I really like in the game. Your hitbox is really large. Sorry, juice is something like I am hyper aware of, and I'm just so like I'm kind of disappointed when I see juice not being used effectively in the game. You getting hit and having like a screen shake is good. That is a genuinely good decision. It might be good to add in a little bit of hit pauses, pardon me, when you successfully hit an enemy. And it may just be that the hit stop only occurs on the enemy itself, since that's what I'm paying most attention to, the what I'm firing at. So, like, you can get away with a lot and still keep everything to the beat by having the effects occur mostly on the enemy themselves. Oh, you can die during level transitions. Interesting. Let's see if how far I can get. Yeah, let's go with that. Oh yeah, there's no score system, so it doesn't. So there's no satisfaction.
Work for a Game Jam prototype, though.
Sure. I can see that they vibrate to the beat of the drum. That's really cool. If this is open source, I actually want to see what they did. Believe it or not, the game that I created, which was What Goes Around, was actually trying to be a lot like this. It was trying to be a musical game, in other words. part. But I don't think I did a very good job of that. So that's why I'm mildly interested. Ooh, your invincibility time frame is super tiny. Ouch. And there's no way to heal, which is not good. Then again, there's no way to heal in my game either, so... Alright, I'm willing to do this one more time, and then I'll call it a day. Controls feels fine, so no significant criticism there.
Actually, there's no invincibility frames. That's one of the things they added post-jam.
Yeah, that makes sense. I personally feel that the enemies have way too many hit points, but then again, part of that also comes from the fact that killing them is rather unsatisfying. Not to mention, hitting them is also rather unsatisfying. Oh, that keeps spinning. Interesting. I remember hearing the feedback that projectiles in my game moves far too fast, and I'm feeling the same problem here as well. Oh, okay. I'm so sorry I'm bad at this game. Yeah, definitely needs more. I should talk about the good stuff. The drum part is genuinely awesome. I like that. The humor at the very beginning was also awesome too. Being against the law of space. Yeah, fine. Whatever you say, space police. The artwork is really good. I thought there's a lot of presentation that is excellent in this game. So then when I see that what's the word I'm looking for? The juice aspect of things is not nearly as polished. It almost baffles me. To be fair, juice is something that kind of goes with... So for those not in the know, juice is any sort of visual, haptic, and auditory feedback that the player experiences based off of the action that they took. So, great examples include when I got hit, there was a screen shake, right? That is good juice. That is very informative of what happened, especially because most of my focus is going to be on where the enemies are, that sometimes I don't pay attention to where my ship currently is in the position of the screen. So screen shake is really informative of me telling me that I got hit. However, I don't feel that same satisfaction when firing onto an enemy. When I hit an enemy, it doesn't feel like I hit them with much impact, right? All they do is flash a little bit of red. And I think that to me was really unsatisfying. I would have appreciated a brief hit pause and especially hit pauses for when they die. But hit pauses for when they get hit would have been appreciated as well. Hit pauses is, of course, the game just freezes for a split second. That would have been really appreciated. Any sort of shaking animation, a really exaggerated animation of when they got hit would have been really good as well, I think. Other polishes that immediately comes to my mind, I think that the enemy hitboxes could have been larger. I think your ship hitbox could have been a lot smaller. Because it's getting pretty close to, like, full hell territory in this game. So I would have liked to see it being a little nicer to the player than it currently is right now, especially since your ship is really, really large. It would have been appreciated if there was any explanation as to your power-ups, or excuse me, not power-ups, the way you fire. And one way you could have done is introducing sort of like a power-up system to add more instruments. That way the player can learn what each weapon does, rather than giving it all right off the bat. Right. What else comes to mind? Music was good. Definitely pull in some invincibility frames in there. This applies to my game as well. Any methods of recovering your health would have been appreciated. I think some of the projectiles moved a little too quickly. The one that you couldn't destroy in particular, I think they could have went the same speed as the homing ones, honestly. So having that game be a little more nicer to the player would have been appreciated. I honestly think a lot of the elements in the game could have been smaller. Because it doesn't feel like you were able to fit much in the screen at one time because of how large and detailed all the sprites were. That's just my opinion. It would have been nice to be able to see more stuff happening on screen. I really, really like the drum set idea and customizing the fire rate. The way it's kind of implemented right now, I think needs a little work. And for one very specific reason, I think the balancing needs work. Which is to say, like, instead of being able to place a limited number of kicks and then a limited number of snares, what would have been nice is if you put that all in a single pool. So Crash would take up 5 units of a 10-meter bar, for example. That allows the player, that creates a lot of risk versus reward mechanic, I think, to the player, where they have to really, really think over how to split their resources on which weapon they want to put it towards, right? I think that would have been made the game much more interesting, in my opinion. Definitely some sort of like power up, level up system, a store, so to speak, with that when you get your experience points, you can redeem your experience points to purchase certain power ups or maybe increase your stamina or whatever. I think those sort of like added way of improving your character, your ship, would have been really cool to add in to the game, and that would really add more to the engagement level of the game. I'm sure the stuff I'm just like listing here as polishes were something that the developers had in mind. But yeah, no, I thought this was really cool. The current implementation of it, especially in the presentation realm, I think needs more work and more polish. But I would love to see more of this game. because the drum set, using the drum set to adjust your fire rate is a really, really great idea. And I'd love to see more games implement stuff like that. Cool. Thanks everyone for joining in on the stream. I don't know if Chris, if there was anything more to add.
Just comments, but I think you answered one of them already. What would you suggest to add to the feedback of enemies exactly? Particles or deformation of the enemy?
Yeah, particle effects also definitely would have helped as well. Oh yeah, your bullets are really, really small for some reason. I just noticed that. I would have liked it to be a little larger. I guess when I say I like it to be larger, I want to be able to see it. Because that's valuable information to me. Go on.
Yeah, we plan on extending the game with different weapon, but we would never have had time to do it during the jam.
Yeah, makes perfect sense.
And thank you very much for your very constructive feedback.
Yeah. No problem. Sweet. Yeah, this is our last Ludum Dare stream. As you know, the results comes in on Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, according to the Ludum Dare website. And then I think Mike will be compiling it and be posting it up at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So there's really not much more time, not many more weeks we have for streaming. I think next week, November 1st, was when we were planning on doing our Phantasy Star Online stream. It'll be the finale. So hopefully some of you will be looking forward to that. That'll start at 7 p.m. That, as I understood it, starts at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, going all the way until 9. And yeah, that one, at this point, I think not a lot of people are keeping track of the story, so we might be doing just all gameplay at that point. Let's see what else comes to mind. And then the week after that is Extra Life Game Day. So Chris, would you like to go into more detail about that?
So we're going to be streaming on different channels to raise money for kids and play games. So join.
Raise money for Children's Hospital to save kids' lives. Yes.
It'll start Saturday morning at 8 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time, go to 8 p.m. and the following day 8 to 8 as well.
Yep, that's basically it. Thank you, Chris, for that rundown. Yeah, that might be cool. It might be interesting during the Extra Life time to sneak in a Game Jam Grabbag at some point. I don't know if that might be like a time slot you might want to add in there.
I had the idea for last year's, but you guys, after I went to bed, you guys abandoned my schedule entirely.
Yeah, we did do that. Well, you're in control now. Touche. That's completely fair. Let's see, what else is worth talking about? Yeah, that's basically our live stream schedule. If you'd like to converse more with us, or if you have any more questions from me, you can find our Discord channel on our Twitch.tv channel description. We have added a social link to our Discord server, and so you feel free to ask questions and collaborate there. We are an organization all about, in upstate New York that is, all about discussing game development and making it available for people who just started, as well as people, and for those who are more experienced, how to polish their skills. So yeah. I don't have anything else more to add beyond that.
Nope.
I wish you all good luck on your ratings with Ludum Dare. Thank you all for your submissions. I'll be going through the next few days and adding my ratings for them too.
Be sure to try Taro's game.
Yeah. I'm not going to show it. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe I should show it. Give me a minute. Here it is. It's called What Goes Around. I wish I had more time. It's definitely not to the level of polish I like it, but it's here. You can play it. Just search for What Goes Around, I guess, on Google or something. It'll be nice if Ludum Dare soon had a search bar, but alas, it does not right now. So if you're looking for it, it's called What Goes Around. Here's the URL up here. And yeah, that's about it. Alright, I'll see you all next week on a Sunday.
Have a good night.
Bye.